I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes. I'm here alongside my co-host, Rio de Janeiro.
You know it.
Myself, Jimmer, and then our buddy and other co-host, Danny, decided to use his last personal day of the year.
Last PT.
Yeah, it is what is it, 2/3 of the way through February?
And he's out of personal time.
We're out of personal time. He's going to have to get someone to cover for him.
Right, or get that COVID time.
Get that COVID time, that family time, baby. Better get it while you can get it, because it looks like it's kind of dwindling. Or
it's going to do what the flu did and just disappear.
Yep. And come around about that same time every year.
Yep.
You know, go and get your shot, and then we'll all be good.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of news that went on the last few days here that we'll get kicked off. Anything special you want to touch on before we do?
Nothing too special. I do have a whiskey wager that I have to pay up on.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Team
of
Braun.
what?
That's what I get for betting on Team Braun.
You bet against Team Braun.
No, I bet that they would cover the 5.5.
Oh, yeah.
5.5.
Yeah. See, I told you.
I took your guy.
I told you I was a master of this. I said Team Braun would win, but the Team Durant was going to cover that 5.5, man. I'm sorry.
I know. I just hate that when you don't take your boy Braun. Totally. We do have some big news. We have a raffle going on right now up at Gentleman's Way in Garner, Iowa. An awesome barbershop. My guy Ryan will take care of you and hook you up, get you looking good, professional. If you go get a haircut from him, we have a little bucket set up with pieces of paper you can put your name and number on and enter it in our raffle. And then here in about a month or so, we'll go draw names. And if you have liked and shared our podcast and obviously gotten a haircut from Ryan, you'll be eligible to win a haircut.
A free one.
Yep.
On us.
On 3 Gig Sports. So
we got you.
So, yeah, definitely go in there, get a haircut, and enter your name into that raffle.
Click, share, like.
He does do a wonderful job. So, that's kind of what I had.
Boom. All right, we'll go ahead and roll it off here. LeBron James said the door is not closed on a potential return to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that his last season in the league will be played with my son in an interview with The Athletic ahead of Sunday's All-Star game.
Yeah, I saw something come across that potential OKC was a spot for them.
Is that where? So I've seen a little bit of something there, and what I mean by that is LeBron also said that Thunder GM Sam Presti is the MVP. so that makes a little sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like, hey, you have all the picks in the world, make this happen. You get Bron, you get my son.
Why would you want to go to OKC?
They have a very loyal fan base, unlike like a Miami or something where they.
I'm just saying, small market though. Oklahoma City's in the middle of nowhere.
Well,
we talk about this.
He has a little special place for stuff like that. Isn't like when he left Cleveland. First off, Cleveland's a small market, but he was drafted by him. He went to Miami. Miami isn't a huge market, like it is, but it isn't, not sports wise.
All right, okay, maybe let's go with the surrounding area. There's a lot of nightlife, things to do in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not in Cleveland, but it's a personal touch, right? He's from there, he got drafted. So that's a little bit different. LA, obviously the big nightlife.
I think he was looking more the realistic side because
here's this dirty shot.
Yeah, get you some bottoms up, baby.
Ooh. That's so bad.
That is people actually drink that willingly, by the way, and they pay for it.
Yeah.
We at least had it paid for us by Thug Life Cattle Company.
Appreciate you,
Luke Rising. At least we didn't have to pay our own money for that, right? There's
people he didn't pay much.
He didn't pay much, but he still paid his own money for it. So I think he's a realistic fella. I mean, obviously he's a pretty intelligent basketball mind, especially. he sees that the Thunder are the best shot because they have the most draft capital and able to do it. They sold the house when they got rid of all these guys, and they have the most capital to do it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, they wouldn't. If they had
it's just a possibility.
Yeah, the possibility. That's what I think. That's more what he's leaning at. Like, hey, we have the best possibilities here because they have the most draft picks.
Let me ask you: if you already know homeboy's going to jump ship, well, he's got a trade clause, doesn't he?
Yes.
He can.
Yeah.
So never mind. You can't even go get something for him.
No,
even if you wanted to.
No,
unless because he's on that 1-and-1 deal, so you take it out and then try to flip him.
He may hook up the Lakers though. Be like, hey, here's the team I want to go to because they look like they're going to draft my son. And he can wait until after the draft, actually, and be like, hey, this is where I want to go. Make it happen. You get something in return. Otherwise, I can walk. I'll sign. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll sign a 1-year deal, sign and trade.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I think it was taken a little out of context at first, though, when they were because everyone's getting hyped or whatever, or dogging on him because he said he's like hanging Cleveland over his head. He wasn't saying that. What he's saying is that he wants to play with his son. He's going to play with his son. So if Bronny were to end up in Cleveland, that's where he would go. That's the reason why he said never say never.
Yeah.
So, T-Wolves, Karl Anthony Towns edges out Trae Young and Luke Kennard, to win the NBA three-point contest thanks to a record-setting 29 points in the final round. Towns was a 13-1 at Caesars Sportsbook, the longest odds in the field.
Okay.
I got a negative about this if you'd like to
What's
hear
that?
me. You know how the Timberwolves aren't doing too bad this year, right? They're actually doing pretty decent, especially for them.
Yeah.
Right? This is going to go to this man's head. He's going to come back and he's start swinging threes from all over the place because you know why? I'm the three-point champion, bitches.
Right. What do you say, like, to the coach? I'm the three-point champ.
I'm a three-point champ. What do you mean I can't launch from half court on every other shot up the court here?
Yeah.
It's going to go to his head. Watch. I bet you 3-point attempts go up in the second half for him.
Probably.
It was pretty special. Did you see that they went to like a Mountain Dew ball or something like that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Like in like the awkward spots, or not awkward, but in different spots. It wasn't on the rack.
I don't know if you knew this, but the NBA let Karl Anthony Towns wear his mother's chain necklace. Lifted the rules because they're not allowed to wear anything.
That's cool.
And they let him wear his mother's necklace. So for those of y'all that don't know, his mother passed away from COVID-19 complications
Early in the
earlier in the year. Yep. So good for them.
That is cool. There was a major bet hit, and was it a couple? It was a significant amount. I can't remember what it was. A few thousands of dollars, whatever. And a dude bet on Van Fleet to miss all the Mountain Dew balls. He missed all the Mountain Dew balls. And old boy won off that. I'm like, FanDuel, first off, you need to get your game up. Like, I go through you. And you don't offer any sweet ass shit like that. So I don't know where these I don't know if they went through DraftKings or where they're going through with these sweet ass props, but
with all due respect, if you want to throw us a sponsorship.
Yeah. I'm still riding you. I'm just telling you can get better. There's room for growth here. That's all I'm saying. Next, Obi Toppin wins the dunk contest, who went through the legs, tapped the ball off the backboard, and finished with a one-handed slam to score a 47 on his final dunk and win the NBA slam dunk contest. This was the worst slam dunk contest maybe in the history of slam dunk contests.
Probably. It was pretty bad.
So I'm going to give you a question. What do they do to fix a slam dunk contest?
Do it off of trampolines.
There you go.
Because anybody, like, it's so boring now because everybody's
done everything.
Everybody's pretty much done everything, right?
Right.
It's this. I mean, yes, I agree. It's hard. You got to jump and do this and that, but everything has been done for the most part. Unless you're like, I'm jumping over a guy with, I don't know. Like it seems like it's all been done.
It's basically all been done. They've jumped over cars. They've jumped over people. They've thrown the ball in random crazy places.
So put a foam mat underneath the rim or whatever, and then. Do a trampoline and let's see like a
see some crazy
780, shit. I don't know, whatever. And I don't care, but
double front flip.
Yeah.
Some NBA Jam type of shit. You know? And that was just regular dunks in that video game.
Because I think we've tapped it out, honestly.
Yep. I don't know if there's really anything. If you couldn't get up for some of the dunks, I'm not saying they were I shouldn't say that it was the worst of all time because some of them were impressive dunks. It's just like you've seen them though. You've seen them before.
Right.
What everyone forgets when they're watching this because they've seen it before. At the end of the day, you're not remembering that you can't do that, and you should still be in awe because it's not something simple to do.
Right.
Right. But like you said, there is no way to actually fix that. I do believe Danny's intake on that was either the trampolines because we were chatting about this, or literally bringing for the slam dunk contest, not even NBA players, bringing like street ballers. Gets a little crazy. You're not thinking the professionals of the professionals, and
yeah,
I think that'd be kind of cool too. Evan Mobley's excellent shooting led a team with Cavaliers teammates Darius Garland and Jared Allen to win in the skills challenge in front of their home fans Saturday night. Mobley sealed the victory by hitting a half-court shot in his first try in the final round.
That's impressive.
What's even more impressive, or least impressive, if you want to put it that way, that I used to know how to say his name, Giannis Antetokounmpo. His brothers, and his brothers ran one of the teams. Mm-hmm. They ended up in a distant third. I'm like,
huh.
Charles Barkley also said, as long as Giannis is a beast in this league, his brothers will always have a job.
Wow.
Appreciate you, Chuck.
Appreciate you, Giannis. Though. Yeah, if that's true, if I'm the brother, I'm like, appreciate you.
Yeah, just be like, well, you're not wrong.
Right.
I don't have something specific in mind that can prevent a situation like this, Silver said. But I think we and the players have a collective common interest in ensuring that contracts are honored. This was in reference to the Harden-Simmons drama and the pushes to get traded. So they obviously see this as an issue, right? And Ben Simmons, more specifically, literally just signed that
and
contract.
Then he had the big issue after that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. His deal was his ego. Let's get it straight. Like, he was getting made fun of because he didn't have a jumper. He didn't have a three-point shot. He was, besides his D and his distributing,
and he wasn't strong enough mentally.
Right. I mean,
after catching all that heat, I mean.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he folded soft as puppy shit, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. In my job, obviously the money amount's different, but if people were saying I wasn't doing a good enough job or being belittled by the head office, it seemed like I'd probably want to leave too, but here's the thing. They make millions of dollars to play a game. Like, suck up your pride and fucking play basketball.
But if it, like, in comparison to your job, if they said you just keep dropping the ball every time when you're on the reactors, so to speak. Like, God, you just can't, and you haven't developed anything. You've been here for a few years.
If it's true, yeah, what can I do? I mean,
but then, wouldn't you, either your competitive pride may take over at that point and be like, dude, I can get this now. Come on.
Or try to do better, yeah.
Yeah, try to do better. I'm like, hold on, I'm putting in some work. I can get this shit done.
Yeah.
Push forward.
Right.
Or you could go the other way. You could go the, like, well, if you have someone better in mind, go ahead and have them do it.
Yeah.
Which... This is just this is on a multi-million-dollar scale.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, I think, you're making millions of dollars to play a game. Just get better at your craft.
Yeah. Dude, that's literally all you have to do all day.
Yeah.
That's literally all you have to do. You pay agents, you pay marketing people, all that stuff. They're supposed to take care of the other stuff. Go to the gym, shoot a million fucking shots. That's all you have to do. Kobe was notorious for this. Showing up hours and hours before shooting. He wouldn't get home until 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm not talking about just the individual night in Denver, Colorado. I'm talking about that true nights where, like, he would not stop.
Yeah.
He would not stop learning and develop his shot. So, I don't know how they take care of it, really. Because, I mean, you can put no trades in there. You can put this, that. You can put all the things in there you want. At the end of the day, especially if they have the mental side of it, it's a health thing, then you're not going to be able to. Yeah. They can sit it out until you're
exactly.
That's what you're going to have. So, former UConn star James Bouknight of the Charlotte Hornets was tossed from courtside seat by a game official in the second half as number 24 Huskies held off Xavier 72-61. Booknight, who played 2 seasons for UConn and is a NBA rookie, was sitting in the front row opposite the Xavier bench when he was asked to leave. Booknight then moved to the UConn student section.
Get out of here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what he actually did. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's just jaw-jacking a little bit. I seen the video, but it didn't.
Right. Probably saying some stuff he probably shouldn't have been. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're a professional out of college now. Like,
Yeah, you're not a student.
Right.
Stop it. Players and coaches of Michigan and Wisconsin get into a fight after Michigan coach Juwan Howard swings at opposing staff member. Juwan has been suspended the rest of the regular season, which is 5 games, and fined $40,000 for hitting Wisconsin assistant coach Joe Krabenhoft in the face after Sunday's game. The Big Ten Conference announced Monday. Wisconsin coach Greg Gard was fined $10,000 but not suspended. Michigan players Terrence Williams and Musa Diabate and Wisconsin Jacoby Neath were each suspended 1 game because there were some legit swings happening.
I saw that. Don't put your hands on a motherfucker if you're not prepared to get swung on.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say about it.
Are you talking about the Wisconsin coach?
Yes.
Touching him?
Yes. Keep your hands to yourself in the line. Don't touch somebody. I don't know.
Outside of a handshake.
Outside of a handshake, right. And he was like grabbing them. And don't. Why?
Yep.
Handshake and keep on chugging.
So I'm with you on that, but I'm also gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Juwan, you're a punk ass bitch.
Yeah, bro.
Because you also didn't swing. Until after
everybody,
it was separated,
yeah.
and then you came back in there, swung
Right.
over the top with your 7-foot wingspan and slapped somebody.
I did see that.
You didn't even give someone a fair shot at coming like, all right, you're gonna do something like that. No, you knew you were easily separated. So I don't know. I heard an interesting take, right? And I actually enjoy this, and I'm gonna agree with it. This is good for college basketball. College basketball, just like the NBA, has turned into a 1-month sport.
Yeah.
You don't care about anything else. Are we talking about anything else, college basketball, throughout the season, really?
Nope, not until March Madness.
Right. Nobody's talking about still, even to this moment, are not talking about Mike Krzyzewski, his final run. This is his final run. Roy Williams retired. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about like the number 1s and number 2s and everyone kind of like going up and down the lineup. The only thing that was going on early on in the year was talking about COVID and suspending games and shit like that. That's the only thing that happened. You're literally talking about college basketball before March Madness.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's maybe not exactly what you want.
It's
but
not.
still
It's not
something.
the exact
you
image, I guess.
Right, but it's you're still talking about it before you're even to selection Sunday or whenever they pick their teams that are in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Juwan, shame on you also because you are a leader of men too. Young men that had to separate their coach. So that's not a good image to give you. That's something. This isn't his first rodeo. He's done this multiple times. He got into it with Sturgeon last year with Maryland. He's had like run-ins like this too, where he's ran out in the court and.
Yeah.
At some point, hopefully with this 5-game suspension and the fine,
$40,000.
Yeah, which isn't too much for a college basketball coach or professional coaches. But either way, $40,000. I hope there was at least the conversation of this is the last warning you get. This is it right here. We can't be having you act like that. You gotta contain yourself. I agree with you, and you don't touch another man like that, especially when when you're walking through the line, you can see that Juwan Howard is. You could tell physically that he is not happy.
Right.
So don't touch him. You know what I'm saying?
He's pissed. I do think like
don't think
the game. No,
don't think like a wrestling coach.
No. I think the game was well out of hand. So Michigan, you shouldn't have been pressing the backups.
Right.
Either.
Did you hear that part?
Yeah.
What his explanation of that?
Yeah.
Okay, you did hear that.
It's like
it was man on man press, and it wasn't really press. I'm like, what? No, what?
And you were gonna. There's 20 seconds left, 22, whatever the heck. Don't what? Why?
Right.
You're not gonna win the game.
Yeah, and then you're upset because he called a timeout. Why'd you press?
Exactly.
If you wanted the game to end, then just let him pass the damn ball in and dribble it out.
Yep.
Now, if you want to be pissed because the dude comes down and launches a 3 with within 3 seconds of passing it in, fine. But this was like you were playing press.
Exactly. Yep.
But it wasn't. They called it something else. That isn't that isn't their full court press. That's just man press.
Oh.
Just man on man.
Oh, how you like it, huh?
Jamal Hill's nickname is Sweet Dreams for a reason, as he beat Johnny Walker with the first-round knockout punch at UFC Fight Night main event.
That was my warm whiskey wager that I just took. So I lost that bet. That sucks. Now my guy Chaz Skelly won by knockout, TKO. So I went 50% on my UFC bets. I'll take that.
Me and you were talking about this last night. Johnny Walker is such a sweet name.
It is.
It's almost like Ricochet, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Like such a sweet name. It'd be real. It'd be. You could tell who the favorite son is if like there's one son named Ricochet and there's another son called Paul O'Shea. It's Ricochet. That's the way you go. Like you say it fast, ladies and gentlemen. Just say it fast with me. What's it sound like? Ricochet. Ricochet.
Ricochet.
That's so sweet. But Johnny Walker, too bad. Angela Baker becomes the second female assistant coach to join Brian Daboll's New York Giants staff. Laura Young was hired last month as the team's director of coaching operations after a stint with the Buffalo Bills as player services coordinator.
Good.
Yep.
I just say, I hope it comes a point in our lives that it's not, the headline isn't, it's a female,
right?
Because it's a female. It's just her because she's the best person for the job.
She got hired as assistant coach to Brian Daboll's Giants, not female.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. Maybe we'll just start doing that.
But good for her.
I won't even put it on there like that from now on.
There you go.
We're going to start the trend because it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You should be. And we hope that someone's getting the job based off they are the best person for the job,
regardless of
skin
sex. Color or sex.
Yep. Hall of Fame wide receiver and Washington football legend Charlie Taylor died Saturday at the age of 80. The cause was not announced, but the Commanders confirmed his death in a statement. Taylor was drafted by Washington with a third overall pick in 1964, made 8 Pro Bowls over the course of a 13-year career. He retired in 1977 as the NFL's all-time leader in receptions with 649, a record that has obviously since been broken. Taylor spent his first 3 seasons as a running back, though. He rushed for 1,419 yards and 2,510 receiving over those 3 seasons before becoming a full-time receiver in 1967. He helped Washington reach its first Super Bowl in 1972.
Prayers out to his family. That sucks, but definitely a legend, Washington legend.
Yep, that is too bad. R.I.P. Here's an interesting one. Former Dolphins head coach Brian Flores joins the Pittsburgh Steelers as defensive assistant and linebacker coach.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Brian Flores joining our staff, given his history of developing and teaching defensive players during his time in the NFL, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said. Brian's resume speaks for itself, and I look forward to him adding his expertise to help our team. Flores, who filed a lawsuit against the NFL and the Giants, Dolphins, and Broncos this month, alleging discrimination in the interview process with New York and Denver, and in his firing by Miami.
Yeah, I'm glad he got on, but
it's a way downgrade.
A way downgrade.
At least the defensive coordinator position, right?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I think the way that it's been handled by him, he won't get a head coaching job in the NFL again.
I think he could, but it'll be a while.
I think it'll be a coordinator spot, and that's it.
You don't think any of the teams, because he was in some of these teams' final. Now, I am going to laugh and chuckle at the Houston Texans one.
Yes.
Because I think he was literally put on there, and the reason why they picked Lovie Smith, they wanted to pick Josh McCown.
Yes.
They could not pick him because of the Brian Flores thing.
Yes.
So they didn't want to pick Flores, I think, because of what's going on. So they went with another minority
Right.
coach
So
that has done it before.
Here's the thing.
And brought McCown on his staff, by the way.
I'm still 100%. It's all about the rich, taking care of the rich, a.k.a. the owners taking care of the owners.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, they don't want anybody to lose their franchise over something one guy is saying. So they're going to all band together. Okay, well, just guess what? We may give him an interview. We just won't hire him then. Maybe give him a coordinator spot or whatever, somewhere it's not, that big of implications, I guess you'd say. Coordinator, but not the whole reins.
Could you see the Steelers doing it if Mike Tomlin steps away after this season? Because he's he's a young guy, as in Tomlin is, for how long he's been coaching, I should say. And he might be ready to go up into the booth too. And the Steelers have been shown to change waves of stuff, right?
Maybe.
If there's one. Okay, if there's one.
Yeah, if there's one I could see. Because you kind of be like, okay, you almost groom him for the position with Mike Tomlin, right?
Yeah. Kind of nice transition. They're the ones that has started the Rooney Rule and all that stuff.
Yep.
Maybe that's exactly what they'd be kind of looking for, type of thing.
Yeah.
So
I could see that, but ultimately I think that he's this whole deal, kind of like when RG3 came out with his book and all that kind of stuff. I was like, you'll seal the deal. You won't get another job. No matter if that's factual or not.
Right.
But
think about that for a second. You're telling me RG3 couldn't backups at anybody's NFL team? There's very few teams that have a better backup than what RG3 could produce for you.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, 100%. I think that at the end of the day, it's going to be the rich, taking care of the rich, the owners. So they'll just, in better words, blackball a guy. Be like, well, guess what? You just won't have a job. And simple as that.
Till you break through. They may break through here soon with all this shit, right?
Yeah, that's what it's going to take. That's what's going to have to take, yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, no, we're sorry. We were never an exclusive group.
Right.
Either way.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's a money thing. All the rich people being rich and stuff like that. I think ultimately that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Let's say, and the reason why I will agree with you on that, let's say that there were even 4 minority owners. There's no way they wouldn't all scratch each other's back at the end of the day because it's still the rich and the rich, right?
Correct. Yep.
It wasn't like Michael Jordan was stepping out there and he's an owner of a NBA franchise. Wasn't stepping out there without probably having conversations with other NBA owners before he goes and says something. He didn't come on any issue. He hasn't came straight up to the podium and said, "This is what." Nah, that isn't how it goes.
Right.
We're in a billionaire club together here, son.
Exactly.
We're drinking cognac and all this, and ripping cigars and shit in the champagne room. There's some
other things, but
there's conversations being had. You don't just go swinging, right?
Right. Going to fine establishments, as my boy Joey Kelly says.
Big fan of them fine establishments. The NFL and XFL have reached a partnership agreement that will focus on creating innovation programs and protecting the health of players. The XFL announced on Monday. XFL officials made clear that the collaboration will not include player sharing for developmental purposes. The XFL is scheduled to resume play on February 2023 under new owners Danny Garcia, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Redbird Capital Partners. News of the agreement comes as a revived USFL works towards its launch in April. The deal is non-exclusive and does not prevent either league from working with others moving forward. The NFL-XFL agreement will give the NFL a petri dish to experiment with proposed rules, test new equipment, and develop prospective officials and coaches, XFL President Russ Brandon told ESPN.
Exactly what they needed to do, I think, the XFL to maintain a schedule and games played and such.
Make sure there's some sort of revenue, a little extra.
Exactly.
There had to be a little
attaching the NFL to that. Exactly. And the NFL, of course, you can, and games that don't mean anything, we can try out rules.
Yeah. And it doesn't cost them anything.
Exactly.
It doesn't cost them a possibility of a lawsuit.
Exactly.
Nothing. Hey, you guys try this out in your league.
Yeah, exactly. Try it out.
We'll
toss you some money. But I think it works well for both sides.
Yeah.
And it's good for the fans, too.
It is. It's good for us.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I mean, it won't be until 23, but we
Let's
get to
try out.
I don't know about all that shit. Maybe you can, but what I'm talking about is like we'll have a little break and then we'll have some football along with some baseball.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember watching the AFL. Was that the AFL? Is that what it was called? Now I'm drawing a blank. The one with the Hot Shots. Yeah, that was one of my favorite teams there. But the longer that season went until they abruptly stopped it, the better the football that was being put out in the field. I watched a few of the games. So give it a second to actually take off. The inaugural season is never. Back them, support them, and you may have something that you at least have a stopgap until your next football season, right? Excuse me. Free agent guard Goran Dragic signing for the rest of the season with the Nets. Dragic began the season on the Raptors before he was sent to the Spurs at the trade deadline and subsequently had his contract bought out.
Chasing that chip.
And
That's what it comes down to.
And there's that team that could just skyrocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that.
Yep, there's your guard that'll take Kyrie's place in the games he's not being able to play right now.
Yep, a mixture between him, Patty Mills. I think they'll be all right for those other ones. That's almost like keeping Kyrie healthy for those other games, right?
Exactly.
Medina Spirit was stripped of the victory in last year's Kentucky Derby. And Mandaloun was declared the winner after a ruling by state racing stewards on Monday. The since deceased Medina Spirit tested positive after the race last May for a steroid, betamethasone, that is legal in Kentucky but banned on race day. I forgot to type it in here. The trainer, is it Bob something? Bob. He was given a 90-day suspension on top of his...
Damn you, Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
It's crazy.
Poor horse. PETA.
Horse was out there running like wind. He didn't give a fuck.
He didn't know no better. Steph Curry hits a record 16 threes on his way to 50 points in an All-Star Game MVP. And LeBron James nails the game winner. Both these cats are from Akron, so they kind of took over the show there. That Steph Curry one, that 16 threes, that is not only an All-Star record, that's an actual all-NBA game record.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was pulling up from anywhere
and
everywhere.
Turning
around, not looking, watching it, just going. Awesome. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be him.
Yeah. I did see some of the other players trying to... Trae Young, every time Curry would come down and do that. Trae Young wasn't launching him from ridiculous, but it's almost like he felt it as a challenge to come down and try to shoot a three, and then he'd miss. So he got a little bit to get up to. So Steph Curry was going bonkers in this. So
yeah,
entertaining, not entertaining. There was no defense like usual. It was even less than before. It was kind of like the Pro Bowl, but at least I don't know. There were some entertaining dunks and stuff like that. There were some assists like that.
Yeah. I saw a few.
But down to the wire, though, it starts to play defense. Every All-Star game always plays defense, I swear to God, in the last, because your competitive nature comes out.
Right, you're trying to win the game.
At the last few minutes of the game, and because they were on pace to drop, at one point, 190, over 380 points.
Jeez.
They were easily on pace to hit over 380 points. The final score was 160 combined. 163 to 160. So, Phoenix Suns guard Chris Paul will be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks because of a avulsion fracture in his right thumb. The injury is a massive blow to the Suns team with the league's best record and knocks the all-star floor general out. The point guard, as I would like to go ahead and tell our guy Danny, out at least the vast majority of the remaining regular season schedule. The regular season ends in 7 weeks on April 10th, and the playoffs begin on April 16th. Big deal?
Yeah, I think it is. And that's your guy, your young guy, leading the team. Looking forward.
Change the culture.
Definitely. You're going to need to get some more production out of Aaron Holiday for sure. I don't know if you want Cameron Payne. I don't know who takes over that spot. Is the big thing. They got a couple guys. Aaron Holiday, Cameron Payne. You got Elfrid Payton. It's
probably some Elfrid Payton. A lot of people forget because he was with the Magic and then the Knicks.
Yeah,
the dude can distribute. right? He's nowhere near Chris Paul. Let's get that straight. But can he get the ball to other people? Is the
Right,
main
to
point.
Booker and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So just make it through this part. Maybe
Right.
they don't end up with the 1 seed, but
Yeah, I could see him slipping maybe, but they're sitting in a pretty good spot right now. Set themselves, it'd be if they're like in the 7 or 6 spot, then you're looking at trouble.
you'd be sweating a little
Yeah.
bit. Yep. The Vikings hired Wes Phillips to join Kevin O'Connell's staff as the team's offensive coordinator on Monday. Phillips has been with the Rams since 2019 season and was the passing game coordinator and tight ends coach. Coming from Kevin O'Connell, though, when I was watching this thing, I do believe he's going to be the one calling the play. So it's just kind of like a formality.
Assistant. Yeah.
Getting that championship team together. There's a lot of swirling around with Deshaun Watson.
I do like
Coming
that
up there.
You're getting your hopes up again.
I know.
Every year.
That's what happens.
Every
That's
year.
what happens, baby. And the draft is where it'll be full-blown kickoff, which I
Right.
would
You'll be
like to...
yeah.
Which I'd like to go ahead and tell you, because I told Danny this. I think Wednesday's episode, I'm going to lay out my first mock draft. First round.
Whoa.
I am.
Entire first round?
Just the first round, yep.
Okay.
Yep, entire first round. I'm going to lay her out a little bit. Not an expert, but we're going to take a swing at it. I'll probably be right. I mean, I'm never wrong. So, I could be misinformed, though. Speaking of that, a judge in Houston ruled Monday that Deshaun Watson can face questions under oath in at least 9 of the 22 civil cases filed against him by women who have accused the Texans quarterback of actions ranging from harassment to sexual assault during massage sessions.
It's about to get not good for him, I think.
There's going to be a lot of, I don't understand the question.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, there's no way that, because I mean, then you're talking perjury if he answers like no, he didn't do that, and then all of a sudden a video pops up and that's it, and
Probably not going to be any video, but
you never know.
it's probably already been out by now.
Maybe not. Maybe they're saving it for something like this. Hopefully we don't
That'd be
see that,
crazy.
because I don't need to see a dude turning over and spraying like a goddamn like a sprinkler,
just going off.
What are those? Dude, I just got a bad image. You know I know my kids have one of those that you hook up to the hose that has those like those little baby hoses off the end of it, and they just go wild when you turn the.
Oh my god!
They're never playing with that toy again.
Come on, man! It's just a little bit of dude booty.
And just a little bit of dude booty.
Oh my gosh!
And Rio, that's what I got, little buddy.
Heck yeah! Good stuff there.
I do have your weird law for you though.
Let's hear it.
You can't flush the toilet after hours in Sweden.
You're just taking a shit and letting it sit? What the hell?
If you're,
I guess it's not that weird. My boys do it all the time. I just walk in there. I'm like, what the hell?
but you don't have a rule in your house saying not to, right?
I need to. I need
That
to.
you need to flush it.
Yeah, I need to. And then they're always like, I forgot. Like, how do you forget? You were wiping, I hope. And then,
Right.
you pull your pants up, and it's just, you flush and wash your hands, I hope, but they forget, like, apparently.
If you're in certain parts of Sweden and need to go to the bathroom after 10 p.m., you're out of luck. It's not that you can't go to the bathroom, but you won't be able to make noise while you're doing it. This means that you will be forced to let it mellow until the morning. If you're a guy, you'll also need to go sitting down so that you don't make noise. You sit when you pee already, don't you?
Yeah, dude, I got half a leg, you know.
You gotta rest that day.
Right? My other leg gets tired. I got to rest it.
The rule isn't followed in every part of the country, but if you have an annoying neighbor who wants to complain, they would technically have the law on their side. What kind of noise is coming? Is there no sound barriers that you're worried about a fucking flush of a toilet?
No
Have you
kidding.
ever heard the neighbor flush the toilet before?
No, unless they're in my house, which is weird. Hey, man.
Hey, where'd you come from? I said take a deuce.
What the hell?
And that is the weird law, my
The
friend.
weird law. I guess it's time for Rio's Randoms. Brought to you by Bose Power Washing out of Belmont, Iowa. Hit our guy up. He'll do all kinds of cleaning for you. He'll clean gutters, mow your lawn, weed eat. He'll plow snow in the wintertime. He does it all.
Spring is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to have to be doing that yourself. Have him come over and take care of that for you.
That he will. Hit him up at 641-903-1720. Today, first up, what is a weird or unpleasant smell that you like?
Gas.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why. I also like diesel too, like that diesel smell when it's running on a truck or something. But gas, it's got to be that. I think with me. What do you got? You
paint
like
thinner.
paint thinner? I thought you were about to say like dude booty again. I thought you were hinting towards it earlier. Like dude booty,
like
it's very
Case
it could
of
be
flatulence.
Yeah, I mean you do have weird scenarios that happen to you in your already young life. Like the one that still hasn't left my mind was a porta potty dude.
Yeah, dude, that scarred me for life.
If you need to know what that story is, you need to go back and listen to some of these. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
definitely scarred for life.
gasoline and yours paint thinner, huh?
Paint thinner. I remember my dad was painting chairs one day, metal chairs, and the first coat was like a paint thinner kind of deal, a primer. And yeah, I was like, oh man, that's kind of good. Like, what the heck?
And then you started huffing.
Yeah,
went down a weird road.
right. It was a real weird time in my life. That 7-year-old to 8-year-old range was real weird. So yeah, that's nothing crazy, but yeah, that's kind of so gas and paint.
Do you like the smell of your own shit?
No, but I can't smell it, or like doesn't stink as bad, I guess.
So hold on, is that like our man Tyler who says he never farts, and
First off, he's lying.
He said only when he poops. He said only when he poops.
That's a lie. That's like the interview, and they're like, yeah, he's got no butthole. He doesn't poop at all. Straight lie.
Right. Well, like what they say, it's like nothing quite like your own, like your own batch.
That's right.
Just bask in it.
Horrible. All right, and next up, what would be the worst name to name a child?
You can go so many ways with this. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, but the especially with my last name, you can't use the word. You can't have the name Richard.
Oh my gosh. I do have it in my middle name.
Right.
Dude, so.
But I would have to actually lean more towards, like, anything religious. Like, don't be... And when I mean religious, like, hey, this is Jesus. What? What?
How?
You know there's always someone like that.
Yeah. Here's my child, Olive Garden breadsticks. What the fuck?
Sky blue. What?
Yeah. So, on your first one, my dad's name was Richard, right? Richard Shepard.
Dick Shepard?
For some reason, my uncle would always be like, howdy, Dick. You know, in that immature age of mine from like 10 to 16, I was like,
Dick! He's called you Dick!
I laughed so hard behind the scenes. You're right. And the first time I thought he was like messing with us. Like, I'm like, hold on, what? He just called you penis. Like, you just gonna let that slide?
You let that slide? You're like looking around. Like, hold on, is this where you
Is it just me or like?
He just called you a penis.
Right. Hello, Dick. And I'm like, hold up, this doesn't add up. I didn't get the whole Richard thing. I don't know. You can go a bunch of different ways, like Shanae, I guess I haven't heard any crazy ones. Now, I will tell you a small story I learned in history class. There was this family, the last name Pig.
What?
And they named their daughter Ima.
How
fucked up is that?
Shut up.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Right.
Parents
You
hated
just,
you.
yeah, definitely.
Parents hated you.
Not good. So, Richard's probably pretty bad too.
Richard's pretty bad.
Yeah, I would.
You
First name definitely not Richard.
Yeah. Well, what if your last name was Richard and your first name Ima, your middle name was Pole?
I'm a pole.
I'm a pole dick.
Or I'm a
sucker.
small.
I'm a small. I'm a sucker.
Right. I don't know. See, now first
Hey,
off,
I'm
when you
just
get
saying.
older, you start putting two and two together. Like, what the whole
Dude, they have a nasty.
Mom and Dad were an asshole. What the hell?
Right. They had a nasty sense of humor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and so that is what I have for Rio's randoms tonight.
Well, we do have here coming up very shortly. We said we were going to start bringing up a little more and a little more and a little more. What is that? May 21st, May 22nd. We have the MMA fights in Mason City, Iowa.
North Iowa fights.
That'll
be a
Mike
good time.
Estes. And I do believe last time we seen there was 3 pro fights so far. Is that what it was?
I haven't contacted him.
I thought
or
it was
seen him,
3 is last time I seen on his thing. So.
he's going to have a good lineup for sure.
He's having a good lineup. One hell of a good night.
He's bringing guys from Arizona, right? Jackson Wink is in Arizona, I believe,
Okay.
or maybe New Mexico, Albuquerque. So New Mexico. Sorry,
Okay. Oh,
Right.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, New
They
Mexico.
They also have a nickname through me.
Oh,
Butthole of America.
the butthole of America.
That's Albuquerque.
And then also Stockton, California. He is
Ooh.
bringing one of Diaz's boys out to fight him.
Which Diaz is that? You talking about
Nate.
the Nate Diaz?
Yes. So should be a good main event for sure. Mike puts on some great cards and brings in some good local talent as well. You won't want to miss it.
Look on his sites, North Iowa Fights, Mike Estes. Start paying attention to ours. We're gonna have some tickets that you can get to when we get closer. Tables, the whole works.
Yep.
We plan on being up there for the weigh-ins too, so come up and see us at the sports page. So it'll be one hell of a good time. I think we're gonna go ahead and roll into our Make Sense. I'm gonna have to go with another serious one.
Boom. I love it.
Makes sense if you don't think about it. So, at our job, they finally got the hint that we are definitely the starting pay for our factory is along par with every other factory around here. So, what does that mean? Well, we swing shift at ours. Our job is a little more of a craft. It isn't like
You're
you
just
just
out
walk
here
up the
being a
street.
swinger, Jimmy.
Yeah, just swing life. Pineapple upside down. Cake, duh, you perv. Jeez. Fact that he's chuckling knows exactly what that is. Either way, they finally got the hint of that, and you're not going to pull talent unless you pay more, especially when you're swing shifting, and these other jobs are doing straight shifts, and they're paying about the same for starting. So they lay out a big old elaborate one, and it is a mass pay bump. It's starting at $23 an hour. Well, up from 17 is what the bottom is. The 17, right? And you get up to 23, so it's a mass pay jump. Now, before they kick this meeting off, they give us like a big old pat on the back and how much we're appreciated and all the hard work. We broke record sales. If you have record sales, you have to have record production, which we did have. Appreciate you guys working through the COVID and the pandemic and putting your lives at risk and blah, 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 blah.
With all due respect.
With all due respect. Remember all that part right there. So they lay this out. Now, it takes everybody up, too, that had basically just started. They're not going to have people start directly off the street at that 23 at least and not pay the people they just hired that 23 also. So, but come to find out, if you've been working there for 5 years or more, you didn't get a pay bump. You had to be there 4 years or less, and then you got a pay bump. While sitting there still with a straight face and telling us how much they appreciate everything that we've done. It gets better. We have a blue book thing where you sign off on your processes throughout the plant to see where you are with your training so you can get your raises, right?
Yeah, kind of like a checkmark list.
Yep, absolutely.
What you know.
No, absolutely. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's somewhere where you can track and you can actually point out, I am trained on this. I deserve this because this is what you said,
Mm-hmm.
This could be kind of a tag team. Makes sense if you don't think about it. What did they say if someone with experience from a different plant, not this company's plant, but just a random other plant,
bringing in
came
new
in?
hire?
What did they say they would start that they could start them at?
They would start them at a higher pay, and then just the expectation
That they know how to do the stuff
Would-
below that blue book.
right would be they eventually just kind of work through that blue book and check mark on the other stuff.
But to hell with the people that were already in there checking off that blue
Right.
book at $23 an hour and actually knowing our process.
Right.
Okay.
Time in doesn't mean anything unless you're coming from somewhere else.
This PowerPoint literally, yes, absolutely. This PowerPoint literally said, fuck tenure. Not literally, but that's what it read to all of us that have been there for a while. And if just take a pause and think about that. Like all the people that have been there and that have stuck around and went through the BS and helped it grow and all the things, and you watch people go in and out, and you saw the base frame of people. And we're not going to take care of them either. We're going to take care of the guys that literally have not proven themselves before they get in the door, or the ones that have been there that have never climbed.
Right.
And gave them a $4 an hour pay bump.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that you would reward someone that's already shown that they can't climb
Right.
the corporate ladder or the job scale already.
And we're talking about legitimately a different tax bracket. That's how much they were taking up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you took them up into another tax bracket.
Yeah, it does. It makes sense, Jimmer, if you don't think about it.
It's just insane. So, I've said this moral of the story before, words of wisdom. No company, none, no big boys especially. I should be more specific. No big boy companies give a shit about you. I promise you that. That if you feel that you are, you're one of the very few, or you're delusional, keep it real. Do it for what it is. Do your job.
Know your worth.
Yep. Provide for your family. Go home. Do not put more stock into something that is not going to. They'll replace you in a heartbeat. They have no care.
Yep.
So
that is true. I do believe that.
And with that, that's our makes sense if you don't think about it.
Boom. There it is, folks.
And that's
Love
it. And that's the end of Danny's personal day right now.
Oh, miss you, Danny. Danny G just out there on that unlimited personal time.
I've known a few guys in our history that have had some of that. I don't know how you get it.
I do.
Yeah.
Right. It's toothbrush action.
Toothbrush. Okay. We'll leave it at that.
Right. We can leave it there. And so, folks, be sure to hit us up on our Facebook page, like and share.
Mm-hmm.
We've got apparel out there, merchandise. Certainly hit us up in the DMs if you need anything. Also, if you got to make sense, if you don't think about it, or a funny story to tell, slide it into our DMs. We'll get the story out to all the folks that want to hear it. You know they do, and we do as well.
Click, like, share, follow, please.
100%.
All that stuff is. We appreciate everyone that listens. Don't get me wrong, but believe me, how much that stuff, how important that is for growth. Is those three things right there.
That it is. And where can we find the podcast, Jimmer?
Anywhere that you can find podcasts at, or that you listen to them. It's Spotify, Apple, Google, Facebook, and YouTube, and anything in between too.
Don't forget about our raffle going on at Gentleman's Way in Garner, Iowa. Go get yourself a haircut. Once you do, you can enter into our drawing to win a free haircut on 3 Gig Sports. You know, we'll love to provide that for any one of you who wins. So
it's pretty simple too. You have a QR code on that bad boy. So you just hook that phone up and boom, takes you right to where you need to.
Right to Facebook. You can like and share immediately. Put your name on the little card and your phone number so we can get a hold of you. Put it in the tub, and here in about a month we're gonna do the drawing. So it'll be a good time, and hopefully one of you lucky fellas or gals even will win.
Absolutely, and we'll greatly appreciate it. And My phone said it's jacked up on Mountain Dew. So.
Heck yeah.
Well, anything else?
I think that about wraps it up for tonight.
All right, listeners. Look forward to you on Wednesday. Appreciate you. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.